The Aboriginal people believed that the earth and everything in it was made by their ancestral spirits. This is called the dream time or the dreaming. It was a time when the rivers, mountains, rocks, deserts and plants were made. The Dreamtime stories are a very important part of Aboriginal culture. What follows are some snippets of Dreamtime stories that have been passed down through thousands of years and generations.
The boy wanted to hunt as well as his father. But he didn't have his father's skill. He tried everything. Najee. Kuyu, luat uim je. Oh.
In the beginning of time, there was a great frog named Tidlik who lived in the southern New South Wales. He was bigger than any other frog and wandered around the plains of Riverina. One morning, Tidlik awoke with a great thirst and began to drink up all the waters from the waterholes, rivers and lakes. He drank until all the waters were held in his swollen body. All the animals and people were dying of thirst, and it was only a matter of time before they all died.
Buladurang, the platypus. Back, a young duck named Tharaku was carelessly swimming in a billabong, all by herself. Muluka, the water devil, was known to lurk around these waters. Her tribe warned her not to swim alone, but she didn't listen. She decided to swim far down the billabong and disappear away from her tribe.
Giraway the Goanna. Back in the old days, when the Goannas ruled the Riverina, there was no Murrumbidgee River. The land was dry and the animals were dying of thirst. The only animals that were nourished and healthy were the Goannas. All the other animals were suffering and beginning to question whether the Goannas had a secret water supply.
Miriam, the kangaroo, and Wareen, the wombat. Long, long ago, Miriam and Wareen were best of friends. They lived in the southern plains of New South Wales. They liked to fish and hunt together and were never far apart from one another. Wareen had a good camp with a weatherproof gunya made of bark and leaves. Miriam preferred to live in the open air and slept under the night sky. Sometimes Wareen would leave his gunya and join Miriam in the open. One day, a great rain fell on the thirsty plains, soaking the land and the animals.
The woman was making medicine for her son. He was being sung. The witch doctor was singing her son, cursing him, making him sick. He was singing to the star of the Namorador. She knew that Namorador had come. woman's medicine was too strong. The man knew instantly what had happened. He knew that sound. He knew the camp had suffered its first death. The man called out to the spirit world through the song of Mulara. Yiricha, Yiricha, Dua, fire, fire, water, water. The ceremony of birth, life and death, Maria, had begun.
Aboriginals have the longest continuous cultural history of any group of people on Earth. Estimates date this history between 50,000 and 65,000 years. Before European settlement of Australia in 1788, there were around 600 different Aboriginal nations, and some have estimated there were 1 million Aboriginal people. Thousands of Aboriginals died from the war that occurred between them and the Europeans, and from the diseases the Europeans brought. Some people have estimated that between 1788 to 1900, the Indigenous population of Australia was reduced by 90%. Today, only 3% of Australia's population identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. However, this figure is rising steadily.